Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I wanted to talk about the Synastry aspect, Sun opposite to Juno. So Juno is the asteroid that represents commitment and partnership, relationships of all kinds, like business partnerships as well, but especially relationships that become long term and committed, like marriage and like contracts of marriage. That is what Juno represents. And Juno will show the way that we do committed partnerships, like what we, see them as, and then how we act in them, but also like our expectation from them, right? And then the sun is all about our ego, our identity, our light, our confidence, our outward expression of masculine energy, as far as like, towards our purpose or our ultimate goals in life. So the sun, ruled by Leo, is all about these like outer expressions of ego and our light. So this synastry contact is especially significant as far as relationships go, as far as committed partnerships go. I always think of the opposition aspect as like the full moon aspect, right? Because when we have a full moon, we have the sun opposite the moon, and I feel like that aspect is very characteristic of the opposition. It's like we get to experience the energies of those signs in their potential fullest expression, but also we have that polarity going on of like, we're different, and we can be very different. We're opposites, right? Like opposites attract, but we also have this sense that we really have what the other person needs and what we need. And so there's this very intense attraction. I think that it can be even more intense of an attraction with the opposition aspect than even the conjunction, which is like the most powerful aspect. So like in order of power in synastry or in natal, like the conjunction is always going to be the most powerful, but I would put the opposition second out of any of the other aspects, because it has a potency and a power, that real like coming together, that polarity, integration, energy. So with this aspect, we have this strong sense of like partnership and feeling that like this person could have exactly what we need, although it might not always be necessarily easy, because we do have these very big differences, right? So the Juno person can really get this sense that like the sun person has qualities that are their type, and they're like very romantically attracted to them and very much like having their commitment energy stirred by them, but at the same time they see these energies or these qualities that are potentially jarring, or like, oh, like I don't know if that's really totally my type. It's like they have some of it and they have some of this powerful attraction to them, but they also have these quite major differences. And the sun in an opposition is a little bit different than like Venus in an opposition, like a more, feminine planet. The sun is very, masculine and like egotistical at times, and the sun can sometimes produce more conflicts in an opposition than like I said, the more feminine planets, because when we get in our ego, like our sun sign, and depending on the sun sign, if we're like a soft, Pisces sun, or a sun that's more malleable, right? This isn't going to be as stark, but like a sun in a more stubborn sign or a fire sign, and then, we're having an opposition to our sun in synastry, it can produce more conflict. So there can be a bit of ego battles here, and the Juno person wanting the relationship, wanting the partnership to be a certain way, and the sun person might sometimes resist or like resent that if they don't want to cooperate, they don't want to really partner, right? Like, so you have to look at the whole thing, but this one definitely shows attraction on both sides. The sun person can really see in the Juno person relationship qualities that they know that they need and they know that they benefit from, because it's like a very magnetizing energy when we have this type of opposition. It's like we feel that pull, we feel that like craziness of like the full moon energy, that attraction, that like this could be it kind of energy. And the sun person feels like their ego being stroked at times, but then at the same time, sometimes their ego being not seen or cut down. And it's like it can be a bit of both, right? And so it really depends on some of the other aspects, like whether this will actually turn into a relationship, but it definitely will get people thinking about it. It'll get people thinking, is this something I could commit to, right? Especially the Juno person, really being activated by the sun person and like seeing in them qualities like this could be it, this must be it, but yet, they are different in these ways. And you want to really look at the polarity. Like, what is the polarity? Like, what is the signs that the opposition is taking place in? And that's going to be a major theme of the relationship, is like the Juno person seeking this from a partnership and the sun person embodying this in their fullest ego expression when they're really just being themselves, right? The Juno person is attracted, but yet it's like attraction based on the ways that we're different rather than the ways that we're similar. So this is a classic aspect of like opposites attract, right? Now, another thing that I've noticed with Juno, and specifically this aspect of Juno, is like things of like legal matters or like contracts or like children from other marriages, or there can definitely be themes of like marriage and divorce and like whether or not these things are actually happening in this relationship. It's like they're a topic of discussion when we have a strong like Sun Juno aspect. We're thinking about committed relationships of all time. We're talking about our past, our exes, like as a dominant theme or something. Or like maybe there's an ex that's like constantly in the picture, or like there's a divorce that's ongoing, or there's children from a previous marriage or something like that. This is also kind of like a theme of the relationship. Or it's like this relationship itself has these themes as well, where we're, thinking about the context of like marriage as a committed, like actual like contract, right? So these kind of themes can be brought up, and also issues of like women's rights and things like that. Like maybe in a previous relationship you were abused, and then you come into this relationship, and then it's like the healing of that or something like that. Could also be coming out. And also like the Juno person can represent a feminine type of energy, so there can be a very feminine masculine energy merge in this relationship, where those kind of themes of like the roles of like, okay, well, what do I do in this relationship, what do you do in this relationship? And it might be that you don't follow traditional roles in this relationship. Like maybe it's like reversed or something, or at least you're talking about and you're thinking about like these type of issues, right? So yeah, there's the issues, like women's issues, right, come up with a Sun opposite Juno aspect. So it is very powerful. In other types of relationships, like I said, you could just be thinking about these types of issues with this person. It definitely gets you thinking about relationships and marriage. Like if this is a friend of yours, like you're going to be talking about people that you're dating and, commitments and whether you want your relationships to be committed or not. This person can be kind of like a relationship guru to you when you have a Synastry aspect like this. But as far as romantic relationships go, which I've mostly talked about, there is that strong feeling of attraction and connection and like finding your ideal, but yet it's not so strong as like the uniting energy of the conjunction, where it's like this person exactly matches it. It's like they have qualities of it, and yet they also are very different from it. And it's like this magnetizing opposites attract kind of energy. And with, other compatibility, this could be real. This could be really what you need to grow as a person, having this opposition, having this balance come in. It's like truly like the puzzle piece, right? Like, finding your missing puzzle piece. So yeah, I'd love to know your experience of this Synastry contact. If you have it in your synastry, I'd love to hear about that. I have this in my current relationship right now, and this is how it's manifested, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Love you guys. Thank you for the requests, and we will talk soon. Bye.